If the government had their way, this forest would be destroyed. How this place survived is a story about a threat that came from an unexpected place and the unlikely hero who stood in its way.
I'm here at the Huatoki Reserve. The name Huatoki is thought to have come from the abundant amount of titoki trees in the reserve, or the stones found in its stream, perfect for making toki, which is a Māori word for adze.
It was a food basket, with resources so vital that they were fought over. This wasn't just land, it was life and death.
This land was about to face its greatest test. The chainsaws would be coming for it. After World War I, New Zealand had a promise to keep. There was a nationwide plan to provide returning soldiers with work and land. It was a noble idea, but to find the land, the government looked here. Official plans were drawn up to mill the native forest of the Huatoki Domain and carve it into housing lots. The reserve was to be sacrificed. I've been coming to this park a lot because I live close. I'm always amazed by the humongous tawa and the rewerewe trees seen here. This here is kahakaha, also known as perching lily, and it's everywhere in this reserve. The early settlers called it the widowmaker for its tendency to sit on top of branches and get so heavy, eventually leading it to snap off and come down with deadly weight. The government wanted all of this gone, but one man stood in its way. And on paper, he was the last man you'd expect. William Bendall wasn't a protester. He was a pillar of the establishment.
His career began as a woodworker, and he built a successful business as a coal merchant. He was a company director, a man of commerce and progress.
The forces of development that men like Bendle usually championed were now aimed squarely at the heart of the Huatoki.
But Bendall had a passion, a deep love for trees, the kind that leads a man to plant a mighty Kodi just to celebrate the birth of his son.
This is the Kodi that Bendall planted. The amazing thing about this tree is it's not just considered to be the biggest in Taranaki, but the biggest one outside of its natural habitat. He used his position and his influence to fight back. He argued that a living gully was way more valuable than any timber or subdivision. The trails in here are amazing. I always think that there's an extra little piece of gold waiting for me off trail. I'm literally 5 meters off track, and I've already found a very interesting story. This is the kia vine. It has beautifully tasting fruit and flower bracts. And look what it's done here. It started its life off in the ground, and it's climbed up this ponga right to the top of it, eventually becoming too heavy for the ponga that it snapped and it's coming right to the ground again. Kia's next job is to spread and find a new trunk to grow up. Try and reach for the light. Look at this one. It's done exactly the same thing. Look at that. Wow. What stands out about this domain is just how dense and lush it is. I've just gone maybe 20 meters off track and I have to think twice about which way to go back. I think it's that way. Bendall fought hard and he won. The chainsaws were stopped and this reserve was saved. This is the gift of William Bendall's foresight, a forest of towering titoki and tawa trees. Look at these kareo vine. Notoriously difficult to navigate if you've ever been off trail, but and beautifully chaotic. His victory ensured that future generations would have this, an amazing place to admire nature, free of charge. Quite a fun thing to grasp the age of a reserve or a forest is to look at a Nico. They take about 10 to 15 years to actually put on a trunk, and then every ring after that usually represents about 1 year of growth. I counted about 75 rings on this one. Add 10. This might be an 85-year-old Nico. I'm not saying that the oldest thing in here is 85 years, but hey, you know what I mean. In their gratitude, the community named this walk after him, ensuring that no one would ever forget the man that saved their forest. Do I have your permission to put you on camera? Hey, if you made it this far, then please hit all the buttons. I appreciate every comment I get and love replying to them. Anyway, YouTube thinks you'll like this video up here. Maybe you will. Kiddo! See ya.